Good morning, Cedar Lane. Good morning. I'm so glad you're here this morning. We are so glad you're here this morning. Thank you for braving the frigid temperatures to come join us in person. And thank you to those who are online for knowing that for you the best option was to be online this morning. We appreciate everybody who is joining us this morning. Everybody is still getting settled here in person. I'm so glad we are all here this morning. I am the Reverend Dana Edwards, and my pronouns are she and her. And I am a white, middle-aged woman with short brown hair, and I'm wearing a brown and cream-colored sweater and cream-colored pants with little designs on the side. And I'm wearing a special stole this morning that was given to me by my father, who is a labor organizer and who lives in South Minneapolis. And it says, "What could we win together?" And a very special guest to those who are getting settled this morning, who are newcomers and guests. Whether this is your very first visit or your 100th visit, we are glad that you are a part of this beloved community. At Cedar Lane, love works. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you come from, whatever your life circumstances, your gender identity, your sexual orientation or disability, your documentation status, or your spiritual path, you are welcome to bring your perfectly imperfect whole self into our community this morning. If you're new or still finding your way, we would love to connect with you. For our online friends, please say hello in the chat. And if you're here in person, please raise your hand so we can offer a warm Cedar Lane welcome if you're new here this morning. After the service, all are welcome to join us in the fellowship hall for refreshments and conversation. And remember, at Cedar Lane, yellow means hello. So if someone is holding a yellow mug, that is your invitation to introduce yourself. If you are new or still feeling new, we invite you to take a yellow mug. And if you pick up a white mug, that is your chance to say hello to someone new. And this morning, we have several guests. But I wanted to bring your attention to one of our UUA guests, our photographer this morning from the UUA, Chris Northcross. Chris will be taking pictures of the people on the chancel as well as the people in the crowd. If you do not want your photo taken, please raise your hand so that he can see you and make sure that he doesn't take your picture. And today we are blessed to have two wonderful guests with us this morning who embody the UU values of both love, of justice, love, and generosity. They are the Reverends Ashley Horan and Vale Weller. Reverend Ashley serves as the Vice President for Programs and Ministries, where she oversees all of the outward-facing programmatic work of the Unitarian Universalist Association, including congregational life, ministries and faith development, and organizing strategy. Ashley previously served as the Organizing Strategy Director, leading the Side with Love team and justice work, including programs such as UU The Vote, Green Sanctuary, and Uplift Action, and more. Prior to her work at the UUA, Ashley served as the executive director for the Minnesota UU Social Justice Alliance and the curriculum development. I was like, I'm not saying that. She was also one of the curriculum developers for Beloved Conversations, and she served congregations in Joliet, Illinois, as well as Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And she lives right now in Minneapolis with her partner, the Reverend Karen Hutt, and their two youngest children, Aspen and Eden. And most recently, you may have seen Ashley on the front lines of the fight against ICE in Minneapolis. And the Reverend Vale Weller is also grateful to be here this morning, I'm sure. And she's grateful to be living into her calling by helping Unitarian Universalists deepen their theology and their theology of generosity. She is currently the acting director of stewardship and development at the Unitarian Universalist Association. And when she's not working, you'll likely find her cooking, spending time with the crows and hummingbirds in her yard, and enjoying her family. Vale serves congregations as a has served congregations as a parish minister in West Virginia, Michigan, and San Mateo, California, and she now lives in Pittsburgh with her spouse, Reverend David Usher. So, thank you, Vale, for being here. As we enter this time of worship, I invite you to lean into the joy, music, and movement of this multi-generational space. Feel free, no matter your age, to use our creative listening materials, which are in the back of the sanctuary. And if you need a moment of care, our caring ministry team this morning is led by Tim Persons, who is here to help you. Now, in the spirit of love and connection, if you're online, drop a greeting in the chat, and if you're here in the room, turn to greet your neighbor and share a warm welcome.
right, y'all, we're starting out with battle hymns. Like, we're going to do church today. Whew. Blessed are the immigrants, for they shall call home into being. Blessed are the observers, for they shall bear witness to truth. Blessed are the song leaders, for they shall raise voices in hope. Blessed are the educators, for they shall shield our children in care. Blessed are the students, for they shall be beacons of courage. Blessed are the artists, for they shall capture the power of our beauty and our grief. Blessed are the faith leaders, for they shall proclaim our morality. Blessed are the marshals, for they shall protect our paths toward freedom. Blessed are the independent journalists, for they shall shine light on reality. Yes. Blessed are the fundraisers, because they shall make miracles manifest. Blessed are the grocery shoppers, for they shall nourish the resistance. Blessed are the street medics, for they shall tend to our holy flesh. Blessed are the body workers, for they shall bring grounding and balance. Blessed are the organizers, for they shall channel despair into action. Blessed are the block captains, for they shall weave neighbors into networks. Blessed are the movement veterans, for they hold the wisdom of history. Blessed are the newly awakened, for they shall be welcomed with joy. And blessed are all those who hunger for liberation, for we shall inherit the future. Come, my friends, let us worship together.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Suzanne Greenlee. My pronouns are she, her, and it is a delight to serve as your worship associate this morning. I am a white, middle-aged woman. In the spirit of the Olympics, I'm going to say I'm about the size of a figure skater. I could not come up with a comparison to anybody related to the Super Bowl. Sorry. I have on a black skirt, black boots, I'm going to call this a plum color jacket, and a white blouse. In our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we light a chalice to remind us of the faith we share and the community we create together. As the Chang family comes up and lights our chalice here in the sanctuary, I invite those of you joining us online to let us know in the chat where you are lighting yours. And now I invite you to rise in body and or in spirit and join me in the words for our chalice lighting. As we light this chalice, we ask its flame to draw us near, bind us close, root us down. In this sacred hour, may we find sustenance, nurture courage, and breathe life into our collective imaginings of a world where all are free.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
The quartet and I are going to be leading you in, and the band are going to be leading you in this next hymn, Everybody Has a Right to Live. The arrangement comes to us from the Poor People's Campaign Choir. Now, there are two parts to this. We start singing, Everybody Has a Right to Live. Everybody has a right to live. And before this campaign fails, we'll all go down to jail. Everybody has a right to live. And then the second part, I'm going to lead speaking and chanting, and you're going to echo back. Everybody has a right to live. To live. Everybody has a right to dream.
To dream.
Everybody has a right to love.
To love.
Everybody has a right to learn.
To learn.
Everybody has a right to live.
To live.
And then we'll return back into the song. All right, Chris, you ready? Come on. One more time. Everybody has a right to live. Everybody has a right to live. And before this campaign fails, we'll all go down to jail. Everybody's got a right to live. Sing it again. Everybody's got a right to live. Everybody's got a right to live. And before this campaign fails, we'll all go down to jail. Everybody's got a right to live. Everybody has a right to live.
To live.
Everybody has a right to dream.
To dream.
Everybody has a right to love.
To love.
Everybody has a right to learn.
To learn.
Everybody has a right to live.
To live.
Everybody's got a right to live. Come on, move that body.
Everybody's got a right to live. And before this campaign fails, we'll all go down to jail. Everybody's got a right.
Let's hear it one more time.
Everybody's got a right to live.
Come on, move.
Everybody's got a right to live. And before this campaign fails,
Everybody got the
we'll all go
right.
down to jail.
Everybody's got the right.
Everybody's got a right to live. Oh,
Everybody's got a right to live.
All right, quartet, congregation, that was awesome. Woo! Hello, Cedar Lane. Hello. It's great to see you all on this beautiful, warm, sunny day. I hear it's colder here than it is in St. Paul, Minnesota. Welcome, Ashley. Well, I think you brought the weather with you. I'm Abhi Janamanchi. I use pronouns he and him. And for those who find a visual description helpful, I am a South Asian Indian man in my late 50s with short, dark hair, a gray beard and mustache, wearing a red turtleneck, a blue vest and blue pants, and a multicolored stole from El Salvador. And before we go into our invitations to engagement, I also want to extend a warm welcome to my colleague, Reverend Byron Tyler Coles, who is also here with us. Byron is the UUA Central East Regional Lead. Welcome, Byron. So at Cedar Lane, announcements are more than just updates. They are invitations to connect, to show up, and to engage in our values in real and tangible ways. And we have a few ways.
We have a few announcements this morning.
May we have the mic on for Reverend Dana?
It might actually be me.
Oh,
Let's
Never mind.
Let's try it now. Is that better? Yeah. All right. So let's start with something happening today. I just wanted to point out, you like my necklace?
Nice.
I'm wearing
Very nice.
a silver necklace with a brown stone in it, and it is from the Alliance used jewelry sale that is happening after service today. So if you like it, go ahead and see what else is over there for you.
That was so smooth, Dana.
You know?
Wow. So you can buy your early Valentine's gifts with lots to choose from today, and you'll have some very friendly folks who are volunteers who are ready to assist you pick the right gift.
And while you're there in the fellowship hall, you can enjoy our Lunar New Year celebration featuring our 2nd and 3rd grade class. Yes, they will be dressed as a dragon. Yes.
And coming up this week on Tuesday, we have an important Cedar Lane Town Hall from 7 to 8:15 p.m. on Zoom.
And you'll hear highlights in this meeting about the Staff Alignment Task Force and a financial update as we move into our generosity and budgeting season.
It's the only live town hall, but there will be a recording available on Realm through February 21st.
And on February 13th, which is a Friday, which is the weekend of Valentine's, we got you covered that Friday. If you want to have a date night and you are a parent, you can join us at our Parents' Night Out and drop off your kids and enjoy an evening, and we'll take care of dinner and activities and watercolor paintings on a nature theme.
Wow.
Yeah, I jumped ahead in the
I
script.
saw that. So there's also the Friday Night Flourish, which will be from 6 to 9 in the library, which will be a cozy evening of reading and writing poetry about Friday the 13th, about love. I mean, you're meeting on Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
and you're
we could
talking
throw
about
some
love.
horror in there. That's okay. Yeah, love and horror.
Love and horror. not the Hallmark variety, but the real layered kind.
Yes.
And then on Sunday, next Sunday, February 15th, from noon to 1:30, we're hosting a strategic non-cooperation and countering authoritarianism training right here at Cedar Lane.
Yes, yes. This is a powerful introductory session for anyone who's ready to move from concern to coordinated action with tools and history and real-world examples.
And the registration is available on Realm and also in our e-news. And then coming up Friday, February 21st at 7 p.m., join us for our youth variety show with music, art, dancing, and talents you never knew existed.
Yes. Come support our youth as they prepare for their Selma pilgrimage and help send them on a powerful journey of history, justice, and transformation.
And then earlier that same day at 3 p.m., join us for our first member art show reception.
Yes, we'll have over 30 works from members and friends, artworks, some available for purchase, with light refreshments and a lot of talent on display. And I submitted something.
I know.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. And then February 25th at 6 p.m., we are partnering with Casa de Paz for a letter writing party for people in immigrant detention. All language skills are welcome.
Yep. And looking ahead, if you're dreaming of warm weather, we want to let you know that our summer art camp registration is open. The camp will run August 17th through 21st, and children ages 5 to 12 are welcome to register. And registration is open until February 27th, and you can find details in the Faith Formation newsletter.
And I mean, this is how it works in Montgomery County. We register for summer camps now, so you go figure. But
Yep. I see nodding from all the parents.
Yep.
Yes.
And save the date, Sunday, March 8th at 3 p.m. Our 25th anniversary Kiplinger lecture will happen with former Health and Human Services Secretary, former head of OPM, and American University President Sylvia Matthews Burwell. And Sylvia will be reflecting on ethical leadership in government. a timely topic.
Yes. I don't know if she'll have enough to talk about. I'm not sure.
Now, I'm trying to dig around, trying
Yeah.
to figure out what she's going to say.
Yeah. And now let us welcome Reverend Vale Weller up to share a good word.
Good morning, all. I'm a 57-year-old white woman with shortish brown hair, wearing black pants and a gray kind of plum sweater. So glad to be with you this morning. As it was said a few moments ago, I'm the Acting Director of Stewardship and Development of our UUA. So I bring you greetings this morning from 1,000 congregations across our association, which is the network of Unitarian Universalists that brings our faith to life. As you likely know, this congregation is a member congregation in the Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations. It's a lot of words, so I want to break it down. There's also a structure and a staff that we call the UUA, people whom we empower to serve our faith regionally and nationally. I am one of those. My ministry focuses on strengthening financial support for the movement, particularly through congregational giving to the annual program fund, as well as with individual donors and families who wish to support the larger faith philanthropically. Please feel free to seek me out if you want to talk about that. The UUA has a mission to serve and equip congregations for vital ministry, to support and train leaders, both lay and professional, and to advance UU values in the world. You make this mission possible through your congregational support of the annual program fund. There are many things that no individual congregation can do alone, such as advance our UU values in the world on a national scale, provide nimble disaster relief to congregations, make available OWL, sexuality education curriculum for all ages, credential religious professionals, and pivot our work to directly support the communities under siege and under threat of violence, as we recently did in Minneapolis, and where Reverend Abi and Reverend Dana went representing you all. As you know, the stakes are very high in these times. Vibrant congregations such as yours are so necessary. A national association serving all of our congregations is vital to the flourishing of our faith and our religious freedom, hear me, as well as to the protection of our shared values. So I'm so glad to be with you this morning to bring you greetings from the association, to say thank you for the gift that your ministers and congregational leaders are, and to appreciate your generous and growing support of the annual program fund. It really matters far beyond these walls. Thank you for keeping our Unitarian Universalist faith strong in Bethesda. Thank you for helping to keep the UUA strong as well. Please continue to prioritize your support of the annual program fund. May we all be blessed.
As we come into this quiet moment together, I invite you to pause. Take a slow breath in and let it go. This is a time to make room for the whole of our lives, for gratitude and relief, for worry, grief, and the questions that do not have easy answers. Whatever you are carrying this morning, there is space for it here. Within our Cedar Lane community, I have one tiny little joy. The wind chill is back above 0. We share our condolences with Allison Durland and her family on the death of her father, John Dyer Talbot, who died on Sunday, February 1st at the age of 86. John was Eddie and Nate's granddad and Eric's father-in-law. We hold all of them in our thoughts. We also keep Glennis Belay in our hearts as she recovers from a recent hospitalization in Madison, Wisconsin. We send her our care and healing wishes. We hold close all who are living with grief and uncertainty right now. Federal workers facing job loss and instability. Immigrants seeking safety. Our trans and non-binary loved ones. Women and people of color navigating injustice. Those living with illness or disability. Our care reaches beyond this room. We remember those whose lives are affected by war, violence, genocide, and displacement, and communities affected by climate change. And now, in this spirit of shared care, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit, and if you wish, you're welcome to speak the names you carry in your heart or to share them in the chat. Let us hold them together in stillness and in love. We invite you now into a ritual of connection. On the side table are smooth stones waiting to be chosen. If you feel moved, come forward and place a stone in the bowl of water as a sign of what you carry, a joy, a sorrow, a prayer, a hope. May the ripples remind us that none of us carries these things alone. You're welcome to come forward now.
Let us pause and center ourselves now, holding what has been spoken and all that remains unspoken, as we invite our mind, body, and spirit into this space made sacred by our presence and by the holy that meets us here. Let your body settle. Settle in your chair. And if it feels right, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And as you go deeper within, notice your breath coming in and moving out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring your attention to where your body meets the chair, your sitting bones, your back, your butt, the places of contact. I invite you to imagine roots growing downward from your body, through the floor, into the earth below, spreading, taking hold. Keep breathing in and out. And ask yourself gently, what is holding me right now? Now take 3 slow breaths together. Breathing in, notice support. Breathing out, a love, a little settling. Say quietly to yourself, breathing in, I am here now. Breathing out, I release. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, I am calm. Breathing out, I smile. And now I invite you to gently sway in your seat. Go from left to right, just a little, side by side, like a tree in the breeze. Notice how you can move while still being grounded. Keep swaying gently. Side to side. And now come back to your center. Notice your breath. Notice your body. Notice where you are. Take another breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you take another breath, I invite us to invoke the practice of spiritual teacher Martin Lawrence in the film Bad Boys. Take a deep breath in, and as you release, say, "Woosah." Once more. Breathe in. Woosah. When things feel hard, return to this. Notice what holds you. Notice that you are never alone. We close with a prayer from the Hindu tradition. A peace blessing spoken for well-being, for protection from harm, for clear seeing, and for peace within, among, and around for all beings. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And we carry this prayer into song, Feeling Slightly Better Singing With You, written by Shruti Rajashekar, a young adult composer in Minneapolis, who wrote this in the days after the murder of Renee Good, letting grief take the shape of music. We offer it now as a song of presence and of staying with one another.
Thank you so much for that, choir. And musicians, I am feeling slightly better singing with you. Is anybody else feeling slightly better singing? Slightly. Yeah, a little bit. Each week here at Cedar Lane, we gather and we are reminded that this is a community that is sustained by the generosity of all of us, by our care, by our presence, and by our love. The offering that we take now is more than just financial support. It is a way of saying yes. Yes to Cedar Lane's mission, and yes to the values we are called to live together. The values of love and justice and generosity and transformation. And your gifts make all of this possible. They sustain our worship and our programs for all ages, our partnerships out in the wider world, and our capacity to grow in faith and in service. Today, we will be giving the plate to support an organization called Families Helping Families. This is a grassroots network of parents, caregivers, and neighbors in Minneapolis, providing mutual aid to families impacted by federal aggression and the withholding of SNAP benefits and other vital supports. Funding goes directly towards groceries, towards keeping families housed, towards legal services, and towards urgent needs as they arise during the current crisis of the ICE occupation. In January alone, the group distributed nearly $29,000, mostly for rent and utilities, along with food and basic necessities. And the need continues to grow, and every gift helps keep families safe and stable. And this kind of mutual aid reminds me of a theological statement that bears out in a chant in our movement work. So if you know it, you can do it with me, and if not, you can catch on. Fit in where you can, right? So the chant goes, who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Who keeps us safe? Let us keep each other safe. Let us keep our neighbors safe. Give generously today. You can give online, by text, by mail, or simply by placing your gift in the offering plate. Every contribution you give today, large or small, helps strengthen our community as we keep each other safe in these difficult times. May it be so.
Atlantic and Pacific flow. a trail of tears, an electric chair. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire. Our great responsibility to be guardians of our liberty, till tyrants bow to the people's dream, and justice flows like a mighty stream. Arise, arise, I see the future in your eyes. To a more perfect union we aspire, and lift our voices from the fire.
Whew. When the world has gone crazy and it's all becoming clear, when they're gunning down our comrades and we fear the end is near, as they're loading up the launchers for the tear gas grenades, we can take off our bandanas and kiss behind the barricades. I first heard that song as a college student in the early 2000s, shortly after David Rovix had written it about the famous World Trade Organization protests in Seattle in 1999. At that time, I was a young person with radical politics that had not had much real-world testing. And at that time, I both romanticized and also could not fathom actually living through the kinds of experiences that Rovix describes in this song. All these years later, though, those lyrics are neither romantic nor unimaginable. From the crackdowns on Occupy Wall Street to the surveillance and violence levied against the early Black Lives Matter movement, from the riot gear and the rubber bullets after the cops killed Jamar Clark and Philando Castile, to the brutal suppression and the mass arrests of the water protectors at Standing Rock and Line 3. From the National Guard and the armed white supremacists who rolled through our streets during the George Floyd uprising, to the dozens of federal agents who pointed their weapons and launched tear gas at me and my neighbors, as we gathered just a block from my house a month ago, just moments after they had shot and killed Renee Good. I no longer naively believe that barricades exist only in protest songs and faraway, war-torn lands. Friends, I do not use the language of battle and militarism lightly. But since Operation Metro Surge began 66 days ago, it has become chillingly apparent that Minneapolis is the test case for what this nation will permit and excuse from this aspiring fascist government. The things we are witnessing every day with our eyes confirm that we are in a war, not only for our streets and for our democracy, but for our physical and spiritual survival. And you know what? It's not a fair fight, y'all. As Renee Good's wife, Becca, said, we had whistles, they had guns. But as history has proven time and time again, the mighty will fall when the many rise up with clarity, with courage, and with creativity. So friends, my job today is to tell you the truth about the resistance and to recruit every single one of you to join the ranks of the many. So to do this, I'm going to ask you two very concrete things. The first is to ask you to hold and witness some very hard but very important stories. And then once you leave here today, I want you to tell people what you've heard. One of the most effective guerrilla strategies that we have right now in Minneapolis is our relentless insistence on amplifying the truth of our lived experience. As the federal government spins blatant propaganda and the mainstream media serves cowardice masquerading as journalism, it is an act of moral courage to refuse to deny what we can see with our own eyes. So will you hold this with me? Will you help us spread the truth? Yes. Friends, I want to tell you about the Whipple building, about how it has become the staging grounds for hundreds of federal agents who deploy into our neighborhoods to kidnap anyone who looks like they might be an immigrant, whatever that means, or who tries to document what they're doing. I want to tell you about how the people they snatch, both adults and children, are sleeping on concrete floors without medical treatment or food or water. How they're refusing entry to family, to clergy, to lawyers, to elected officials. And how they release people at 2 or 3 in the morning with no phone, no coat, no way to get home in the sub-zero night. Will you hold that with us? Will you tell the truth with us? Friends, I want to tell you about our schools, my children's schools. About 2 hours after they had killed Renee Good, they swarmed a high school and ice-fired tear gas at parents, at teachers and staff, and at students who are children. I want to tell you about how the district canceled classes for 2 whole days after Renee Good's murder because they had to protect our children against our government. How students now have the indefinite option to attend school online because it's too dangerous for many of their families to leave their homes. How those who still go in person, like my children, have frequent lockdowns and special dismissal protocols because of constant ICE activity in the neighborhoods. How the social workers are making calls to the houses of our Somali and Latina students' families to notarize paperwork delegating parental authority and naming powers of attorney in case they are detained or deported. How plainclothes ICE agents last week distributed flyers advertising free food to families and then arrested anyone who walked through the door. Shame. And I want to tell you about how there is an 11-year-old in my daughter's grade who is sleeping on a friend's couch tonight because they kidnapped her mama on Tuesday. Will you hold this with us? Will you tell this truth? Friends, I want to tell you how they are trying to intimidate us into compliance and complicity. How they aim pepper spray into the intake air vents of cars. How they smash windows and pull people out and cart them away to disappear them for days at a time with no warrant and no probable cause. How they infiltrate our neighborhood signal threads and dox us, imploring the internet to come and harass us, assault us, burn down our houses. How they pound on our doors and they sit outside our homes making sure we know they're watching us. How they say clearly and steadily, you better stop obstructing us. That's why that lesbian bitch is dead. Will you hold that with us? Will you tell that truth? Take a breath with me, friends. Thank you for letting your hearts be cracked open with ours, for committing to help keep the world's gaze fixed upon these travesties. They're working so hard to keep it cloaked in shadow and out of our sight, but this is really happening, and we cannot look away. But I also want you to know that this fear, this cruelty, this dehumanization is only one part of the story. I asked you to reckon with all that is being sent to suppress and destroy our bodies and our spirits, but I also want to ask you to hold with me what we are building and weaving and birthing right now. I want to tell you, friends, about the ferocious joy of connection and power and hope that we are breathing into existence in Minneapolis right now. Not only because I am so damn proud of my people, but because what these last 66 days of resistance have taught me, what I want everyone to understand is that there is no one else coming to save us. To be the grown-up in the room, to step between us and the dystopian abyss. But my loves, the reality is that that is not a death sentence. It is a liberating directive to birth something new into being, to be the barricades. When it's madness all around, you can see this at a glance. We will sing and we will cry, we will laugh and we will dance as they shout their marching orders 'neath the helicopter blades. We will seize the moment for a kiss behind the barricades. So I want to tell you about my neighborhood. How every single block has a block captain and an active signal thread with active conversations happening in Spanish and English and Somali. Neighbors giving each other rides, delivering groceries, alerting each other when ice rolls through, and coming outside of their houses in slippers and bathrobes to protect each other. How the young queers stand bundled up next to the graying elders in neon vests, keeping watch on street corners. How in some ways, in many ways, my neighborhood feels safer and more protected now than it ever has before, because we are the barricades. I want to tell you more about my kids' school, where parents and staff are organized into a complex network of rapid response teams, driving vulnerable parents to work and kids to school, bringing groceries and puzzles and games to families stuck at home, patrolling the playground at recess and standing guard at both ends of the day, fundraising our networks. My parents at my school built what you gave to today. Fundraising our networks and paying utility bills and past due rent of families who cannot go to work because they are sheltering in place. Where students organize protests and walkouts and show us with crystal clarity what morality, what values, what courage look like. We are the barricades. I want to tell you about the artists, hosting pop-up screen printings of signs and t-shirts with lines that stretch around whole city blocks. About the graphic designers who turn capitalist iconography into protest art, who create logos that our ragtag army now emblazons on shirts and flags and tattoos. I want to tell you about Singing Resistance, a decentralized group using song to breed courage and hold space for grief and rage. These folks are leading people through the streets, first by the dozens, now by the thousands, consecrating abduction sites, singing to neighbors locked in their houses, calling on ICE agents in their hotels to defect, singing, "There is a place set for you at our table. When you're ready, unpin your badge, lay down your gun, and come back home." We are the barricades. And I want to tell you about people of faith and conscience, about religious leaders, about mosques and churches and synagogues, about how our congregations are hosting community dinners, collecting mutual aid and rent assistance funds, converting sanctuaries and RE classrooms into warming hubs and supply distribution centers, opening doors for direct action trainings and neighborhood organizing meters. Sounds familiar given the announcements we just heard this morning. I want to tell you about how our faith leaders are regularly showing up as movement chaplains, facing down tear gas in talits and stoles, risking their bodies in disciplined, nonviolent direct actions that make it impossible for corporations and federal agents and government officials and the media to ignore this moral crisis. They will try to break our spirits, and at times they may succeed, but our love for the world is stronger than their greed. When the building is surrounded and hope begins to fade, in our final hour, a kiss behind the barricades. A few days after Renee Good's death, March, Multi-Faith Anti-Racism Change and Healing, which is a pro-queer, pro-liberation group of religious leaders that I have organized with for over a decade, we issued a nationwide call for faith leaders to come to our city. We thought we might get up 100 or 200. We had to shut down registrations at 1,200 and cap attendance at more than 600, including more than 200 Unitarian Universalist faith leaders and ministers. And yours. Over the 2 days that we gathered, we asked our colleagues to grow their skills, to explore the strategies that are working in our city and prepare to adapt them for their own contexts, because we know Minneapolis is not the first or the last. We asked them to stand beside us and witness both the violence that the government is directing at us and the resilience in which we are cloaking one another. And then we sent them home, back to their own congregations to get ready to leverage their resources, their relationships, their courage, so when, not if, it is their turn to become the barricades in their own communities, they will be strong and ready. That is my second ask of you today, my friends. As a congregation, as my Unitarian Universalist siblings in faith, my ask is that you take getting strong and ready as seriously as you have ever taken anything in your life. Our homespun resistance movement in Minneapolis is winning not because we're superheroes or because we have some finely crafted strategy or a secret weapon. We're winning because we are embodying what it looks like to put love at the center of everything we do. We are leaning into our pluralism as a design feature, not a flaw. We are treating each other like we know in our bones that we are radically, inseparably interdependent. We are responding to fear with generosity of spirit, of trust, and of resources. We are unmovable in our demands for justice and equity because, as the song goes, no one is getting left behind this time. And in the process, we are birthing a transformation, not just of this city, but of the entire country. Any of that sound familiar? Those values? That's right. The values that are at the beating heart of Unitarian Universalism are also the lifeblood of this resistance movement, which means that this faith, these congregations, and our Unitarian Universalist Association, we were quite literally made to meet this moment. Which means, my friends, it is time to take ourselves extremely seriously. What does that look like in a congregation like yours that's already clearly living so deeply into your values? It looks like showing up religiously for worship on Sundays so that you can fill your cup and then go let other people drink from it. It looks like getting crystal clear about your mission. It looks like really authorizing your leaders so when the asks come to deploy your resources or mobilize your people, they can give a trustworthy yes or a clear no without spending weeks mired in congregational meetings and process. It looks like asking your children, your youth, your young adults what they need from you to empower their leadership. And my friends, because the revolution will not be underfunded, it looks like a deep investment of resources. When your annual pledge drive kicks off in a couple of weeks, I want you to consider what you are comfortable giving and then stretch beyond. Because you know that Cedar Lane is courageously and sacrificially showing up, and you know that we need every single one of our 1,000 Unitarian Universalist congregations to be as strong as you are. I also want you to think deeply about increasing your support of our Unitarian Universalist Association so that we can keep showing up as a faith. Let me tell you, my friends, our footprint is outsized. We are known, we are seen, and people across faith traditions know who we are and aspire to show up the ways that we do. My friends, the work has never been clearer because the harm is so brutal. But I want you to hear me say this. I have never been more grateful for our Unitarian Universalist faith. I can feel in my bones that we can hold these barricades, protect one another, stop this horror. And because we are experiencing in real time what it looks like to live and to fight with love at the center of everything we do, I believe that we will win. So, my friends, as the movement grows, there will be hills and bends, but at the center of the struggle are your lovers and your friends. The more we hold each other up, the less we can be swayed. So here's to love and solidarity and a kiss behind the barricades. May it be so, my friends. Amen. Oh, we're going to sing We Shall Not Be Moved. Now the mic is on, because we shall not. understand the assignment. My friends, we need you to be brave. We need you to be courageous. We need you to keep putting love at the center, because we are the barricades. We keep each other safe. And you know what? We're gonna win. Go in peace, my friends, to love and to serve this beautiful, broken world. Amen. Be well. Thank you.
I was born and raised in the great Twin Cities of Minnesota. And my social media algorithms, they've been making my heart break and get rebuilt every single day. We have to do what we can do. But what I can do, I can write music. That's what I can do. And we're all called to do what we can do. This song is not that tough. You'll be able to sing it with me.